everybody. Welcome to EnterTalk Studios. I'm Garth. We have Fashion Jackson and, of course, Queen Bee with us tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So, hey, we have a summer concert series. It's up on the screen, really big. Save the music, save the venues. We're all about it. So it's been super dope. We've done 3 of them already, which is amazing. So thank you so much to everybody that's been tuning in, and thank you to the other bands. It's been great. So it's a virtual concert series. So you can go ahead and get on EnterTalk Media /live stream, queenbeesSD.com, on their Facebook, on their Instagram. Check it all out. And it's going to be on July 15th in the evening around 6 o'clock. So definitely check in with you. So, fellas and lady, how y'all doing today?
We're doing great. How about you guys?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Summer's, I know, like, some craziness is going on, right?
Right.
But,
Absolutely.
you know, the summer's pretty warm this year, which is nice, right? Sometimes in July we can't even see the fireworks, right?
Yeah.
It's been kind of muggy. So there are some positive things with this summer, which is really great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again for being here. Mm-hmm. And we want to talk a little bit about who you guys are and what you're about and what we're going to do moving forward. Cool?
Sweet. Let's
All right, dope. So let's start with y'all. So what made y'all want to be musicians? Like, what made you want to be an artist, man?
Should we do this one at a time here?
Sure, go ahead.
Or do we all blurt out all of our answers at once?
I think we should.
Right. Whatever you like.
You want to go first? You want me to go first? We just go down the line.
My dad was a musician.
Oh, sick.
And I was in music my entire life, and I always got to see him play, so I always really wanted to. I think the one moment was I went to like a church event once, and there was this dude playing violin, and I was like, that's sick. And I tried to play violin, didn't work, and now I play bass. 4 strings too. So.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah. It resonated with you. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. What did your dad play?
My dad plays keys and guitar and sings. He was in a San Diego band back in the 80s called the Monsters.
Shout out Monsters.
Shout out Dad, the Monsters.
Yeah, shout out Green Dave,
Yeah, Green Dave. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, for sure. All right, how about yourself?
It sounds so much like Sterling. My dad's also name is Dave.
No way. That's hilarious.
I also kind of picked up music from my dad,
Wow.
who was also in a band in like the 80s and the 90s called the Downs Family. They're like an Irish folk punk rock band.
Okay, all right.
And
Irish folk punk rock
Shouts
band.
out.
Yeah,
Wow.
my parents used to sneak me into bars to watch them play and stuff.
Sick.
Growing up.
What are you, Irish?
Yeah, I'm not from there
I'm
personally.
also-
but
yeah, I feel it. I'm with you. Okay.
And then I ended up. I started off with a drum kit when I was like 4 or 5, like some Toys R Us drum kit.
Wow.
After like 9 months, my parents were like, "Nope, it's gotta go. We are over it."
Yeah, it is.
So they hid it up in the attic and was like, "Oh no, we're just gonna clean it. We'll bring it back down in a week." Never saw it again.
Right.
And then
That's too long.
then my parents signed me up for piano lessons when I was
You play
6,
both.
and so I started taking piano lessons for like a year or something. That didn't really click or stick around. I kind of lost interest. Then my mom signed me up for accordion lessons for a year.
Yeah,
So then I learned accordion for a while.
Yeah.
Just playing all the the basic intro first timer songs out of the book and
Polka
reading notes
number
and all
one.
that. Yeah, polka number
Polka
one.
number 1. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
of
right. You got to learn polka number 1.
Some good oompa music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then, needless to say, I got kind of over accordion. It wasn't really going anywhere for me.
Okay.
And then I was like, "Hey, Dad, teach me how to play bass. Like, you look so cool when you do it, and it sounds right. Like,
cool.
I want to know." And then he showed me like what the strings were tuned to and how to tune it, and how to basically where the notes were. And then gave me a Black Sabbath record and left me in my room.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
sick, dude. That's
awesome.
super sick. And how old were you when that happened?
I was like 8 or 9. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been playing a long time.
Yeah, so I
man. That's
started
beautiful.
playing bass, and then I played bass all the way up until high school. I still played through high school, but
I met him as a bass player.
At Point Loma?
yeah,
Point Loma. Shout out Point Loma.
yeah, and so in high school, I ended up going getting recruited for drumline because a bunch of my friends are doing it. I'm like, that just looks sick.
It
and
is.
so
It's fun.
it is. It's great. And so I did drumline all 4 years.
Sick.
Ended up being section leader my senior year.
Beautiful.
And had a great time.
Sick.
And just drums clicked with me better than bass. Like I still dabble back and forth, but like drums are.
Hey, you've been holding it
drums are
down
it.
either way, baby. You're holding it down either way.
It's
Exactly.
rhythm time, you know?
And your guy, right? And your
Yeah.
guy, for sure. That's
These guys don't know. We know.
Oh,
We don't know.
snap.
It's true. We don't.
Melody it out, man. For sure. Okay, how about yourself?
My dad is also named Dave.
That would be so cracking.
I think they started the band based on the dance.
Yeah.
My dad,
The new band name's Dave Sons.
my dad had nothing to do with with.
Son of Dave.
Yeah, well, he does play harmonica, but he wasn't
okay.
I
His
wasn't
name's
like.
also Carl.
Yeah, it's Carl.
Okay.
But I actually started because my brother. 50% is my brother, and he
50%.
plays guitar.
Okay.
And
Lap steel.
He's a lap steel player. He's really
Wow.
good.
Okay,
and
shout
he
out
used to
to
like
big bro.
Shout out to Tyler Neffer at World is not now.
Yeah, right.
Go listen to Weekend at Monaco.
Yeah, great album.
Yeah.
But
the
he played like shredder stuff, and I was like, oh, so fast. And I thought that was so cool. And then we had this game. That was like 50% of it, but then
Okay.
we had this game, Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I was pretty good at
You were
it.
all over
Bark
it.
at the Moon, expert mode.
Yeah.
No missed notes.
Yeah.
That's
Bark
all-
at the
What
Moon.
more can you ask?
That's
And-
Green Bee's up alley right there. She
Yeah,
knows some
so then I
awesome-
started taking guitar lessons, and then I
Okay.
met these guys, or I met Sterling and Eddie through this guy Glenn Fisher. He puts bands together in Point Loma.
Oh,
and,
sick.
Shout out
Like
Glenn
with kids.
Fisher.
Shout
Shout
out,
out
big
Glenn
shout
Fisher.
out Glenn Fisher, and yeah, that's how.
That's how we all know each other.
We all
and
know
Sean
each
through
other.
high school. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I met Sterling on drumline. I was drum captain my senior year. Sterling was a freshman. He
Oh, no
played
way,
cymbals.
cymbal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I met
Yeah.
Sterling. And then I met Eddie. So, funny story, Eddie's brother Alex was also on drumline. He was a freshman in
Oh,
Sterling.
what? See,
Yeah.
band,
Yeah,
man,
and
band,
so
freaking band.
Eddie's brother was on bass line.
Okay.
And so I knew Eddie's brother, and I knew Eddie was Alex's brother.
We had a class
and we
together.
had a class.
No way.
We had music production together
Oh, that's
at
great.
Point Loma High.
Yeah.
Oh,
But me
what?
and Eddie still haven't like talked yet or whatever.
No way.
So the first day I ever met Eddie was Halloween 2012.
Wow.
On Halloween 2012, Alex
Wow, he
called me
missed
the
the
night
day,
before.
bro.
Yeah,
That's a
And
real friend. For a drummer to remember that
Yeah.
is like amazing.
That's
That's not a lie.
Eddie's brother Alex called me the night before and said, "Hey man, our bass player backed out of the Halloween gig we're playing tomorrow night.
Okay.
So do you want to play with me and my brother Eddie? Like he's in your
Wow.
class. I don't know if you know him yet." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm super down." And so.
Yeah.
The next day we get to school, I finally meet Eddie because
Yeah.
we have the same class together. We ended up skipping class all day and we hid in the band room and practiced
No.
like 20. We learned like 20 songs that day for
Snap.
a gig that
Just
night.
jamming,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
my
just
God.
all cover songs.
That's
Like
great.
I was so nervous to meet him though, because he obviously is still really cool, but like in high school, like this dude had like tattoos,
Yeah, he had a
like,
tattoo.
worked at like a machine shop, like
He's a rock star,
smoked
yeah.
cigarettes, like played like, five instruments, and I was like, oh my god, this dude
So
is
is
like
that
a
why you became an artist? Because of this cat?
definitely like Sean inspired me to become more of like a widely, what's the phrase I'm looking for, just more of a versatile musician for
believe
sure.
it.
He was one of the first people I met that like played every instrument.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Super dope. And what made you initially?
Oh, just like want to do music? I don't know. I mean, I've always like had trouble like expressing myself if it wasn't through some form of art. Like when I was a
Okay.
kid, I used to love drawing. I used to love like writing, and then like I remember one of the first things that ever like moved me emotionally was like movie soundtracks. Like I remember watching. The first time I remember crying to a movie was watching The Land Before Time, and there's this scene where like Littlefoot's mother dies, and there's like that
yeah,
really
it's
sad
so
orchestral
sad.
music
Oh,
behind
right.
it. And I remember being like, I can't watch this movie because of how the music makes me feel. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I've just always been really, I guess, like sensitive to music. And but it took a while for it to be something that I even thought about expressing myself through.
Okay.
And then when I was 7, my mom was like, "Oh, we just moved into a new house," and it was like, "All right, like our neighbor's a piano teacher. You're taking piano lessons." And I'm like, "Oh, damn! Like I don't want to do that." But
yeah, 7, you're like, nah.
yeah, and then but I did really like the piano, and like I remember it was like kind of more of a hobby.
Okay.
And then it's like obviously, and I'm sure this is like why I ended up being like a lead singer, but I really like attention, and I feel like I kind of need it. And
Yeah!
and like drawing and playing piano wasn't getting me enough attention at school,
Right,
so I was like,
believe it.
I'm gonna start playing guitar, and like guitar I kind of found was an easier way to write songs,
Right, of
because
course.
it's a lot, because like piano is really cool, but it's a very like cerebral instrument. Like
Totally.
there's a lot more like math involved in like laying it out, whereas guitar is so feel based. You can like learn a power chord and just like
That
and just
feels
like
good.
yeah, and just smack it and like do whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember like writing my first songs around like age like 12 or 13,
Wow,
and then
bro.
just like
That's
that
inspiring.
clicked, that just clicked for me. Like it was the first time I ever felt like cool doing anything, or felt like
Right.
I finally had like a way to like really like express myself and stuff. So I mean
Yeah,
like
man.
and also like
Beautiful.
And I don't know, it just became a really, really cool way to like meet people too and to connect with people. And like obviously like they were like we all met around that time.
Band is crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of you wouldn't. I don't think a lot of people really understand. I mean, there's always the jokes about band. You know, I mean, the band kids
One time
and
a
whatever.
band
You know, but
Yeah.
after living on this earth almost half a century, okay, and I've met so many people across the world, and a lot of people I meet were successful because they were in freaking band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird, dude. I mean, after even being in the military, I would teach people how to march. A sergeant would be like, "Hey, Smith, don't you how to march?" You know what I'm saying? And they would make me go teach everybody how to march because it's a freaking band. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then teamwork. You know, you
Teamwork's
can't
a big
do it
one.
on your own. You know, I mean, even Elton John has a band most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could be a solo artist, but you know, it's. I mean, Ed Sheeran kind of does it on his own. You know, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool, and that's what's cool about Ed Sheeran. You know what I mean? But 99% of the time, you have to get along with other people. I mean, you just have to do it.
It's a community.
That's right. It's a community, and you can't fake it, homie.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. I mean, like people.
That's
can tell.
what's great. You can only fake it so long, but when
Yeah.
you're on the stage and the
It's
lights are on,
actually it's a marriage between
It is.
4 to 5 to 6 people, and they
Yes,
have
ma'am.
to be like in tune and magic.
Aw.
Sean and I have talked about it multiple times. We had to marry anyone in the band. Sean and I
we
married.
would totally
Oh,
get
we marry each other.
Yeah,
that's
just,
good.
just like
That's
domestic partnership, just a
who,
dog
who
taxes,
cooks?
you know?
Who cooks though?
We alternate.
Yeah, we would all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Who's
He's
the
better
cleanest
at
one?
cooking,
Who's the
like,
cleanest
he's-
one?
Oh, it's like one cooks, one cleans.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
He's better at
I
cooking
like that.
meats and that such. He has a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
training from his
Wow,
dad.
you
know,
really
smoking.
know each other.
Yeah.
You really, really
We
know.
planned for this.
We've had deep conversations. about
I know,
that.
that's
Once
right.
we really need that tax break, it's
Yeah.
happening.
Right,
We're not
right,
waiting
right.
anymore.
Yeah.
Right, why
Yeah.
not, right? And once you make the millions, so Queen Bee off camera, y'all, had brought up a really cool question. And so if and when, I would say when, so when you guys go to the next level, you know what I mean? Have you ever thought about like what your life is going to be like?
Yes and no. I mean,
Okay.
because like I think it's good to plan for the future
It
because
is.
like obviously you don't want to just like run in blind and then like end up if you make a bag or whatever just blow the whole thing. But
Right.
also you have to be open minded because like no matter what, nothing's ever gonna play out exactly how it is in
That's
your
right,
head.
bro.
And like I'm sure like each of us would have like different answers, but like I've learned a lot like being like a huge fan of like hip hop and like that's like a genre that record labels really try and exploit.
For sure.
Because you take people from a lot of the time like lower income neighborhoods and give
Yeah.
them like a lot of money and then like they haven't been educated like financial literacy etc. But then
Right.
like through artists who have like spreading like knowledge about that, you know, I'm really finding out that when you get that first like check, like you're advanced from a label or something, it's like go buy like an apartment building or something
Yeah,
like
man.
that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
property.
Diversify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nipsey was talking about that a
Uh-huh.
lot. Like a lot of
RIP.
people were like, "Yo, Nipsey." Well, Jay-Z obviously has done it, right?
Yeah.
Done it well.
Paintings, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you know who else bought paintings was Yeezy. I think he bought a bunch of paintings and stuff too, and that's one thing to think
Puff
about.
Daddy's one of like the most like grossing musicians out of
Right.
America, and it's not even because of his music. It's
No.
just because
Really?
his outside investments of
That's
everything.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly
Wow.
right, man.
Because
That's
if you get a
crazy.
little bit, you can make it into a lot. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And it's
a-
like the truth is music isn't gonna pay the bills forever because like I mean like obviously like ideally you'll only grow as like an artist, but the truth is it's like it's the entertainment industry and like your marketability, a lot of it is like how cute you are, and we're
Right.
not gonna be cute forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
You're
it's
gonna have
like-
to stone it out. I think you guys might go Stones level, man. I really believe that you guys have what it takes. I mean, Queen Bee said nothing but positive things about you guys since day one, right?
Well, hard work pays off, and I told you guys, you know, I've seen hundreds, maybe thousands of events throughout running venues, and I see what the mistakes that most artists do is basically get popular for that one album,
A little while,
and
yeah.
then get paid, go crazy, and later on is all news, you know, and then nobody remembers what you did or what you do. So the most important thing is, you know, is to be smart about with your music, do it for the love of it,
Right.
and continue doing it. And when the residuals will come, and what you do with it, you reinvest it on yourself, because that's what in support the new up and coming. That's what the
Yeah.
beautiful part of being in the music business, create and continue creating.
Yes,
the
ma'am. I agree
best
100%.
advice.
And help the next cat up. I know
Exactly.
one
That's
hip hop
bad.
cat. He's a promoter in San Francisco, and he goes, "Well, what are you doing for hip hop, right? And you can do it for anything, any genre, right? What genre would you say you guys are just rock?
Elevator music.
Elevator,
you can twerk to.
dope. Elevator music you can twerk to.
I would just say yes. Honestly, it depends on the song. Honestly,
Yeah, it's true, right?
Yeah.
You guys are just all over the place. That's what I loved about Bruno Mars's last album. Was called Jukebox, right?
Yeah.
Or something like
The
that.
last one was 24K Magic.
You're the one
Yeah.
who said before that. It was called Jukebox,
Unorthodox
right?
Jukebox,
Unorthodox Jukebox,
Yeah,
and because
that
it was
record's
so
fire.
many, right? Because there was so many different genres on the same record, and I think that you guys can pull that off, which is really dope.
Well,
right?
for us, just like our taste is just so like it comes from all over, and it's like I think and what's funny is like right now the place we're at, because like we spent so much time kind of building this foundation of like eclecticism, and like we're always like. If we hear a piece of music we really like and we haven't tried something like that yet, it's like it becomes really exciting for us to like try and write it. But I guess like our current challenge that we're trying to do is like take that approach but kind of still refine things a little bit. Like pull it like you described that Bruno Mars record. It's like every track is a different genre, but it's unified by certain like stylistic elements and
sound,
choices.
yeah,
you know?
I feel that.
But like there is like kind of a gravity to it where like you're like, okay, it's Bruno Mars doing reggae, or Bruno Mars doing like 80s, or Bruno Mars doing like punk, but like it's still Bruno Mars. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You
And
can totally tell. I agree.
And so for us, like lately, we're kind of trying to. We still want to try everything, like I guess genre-wise, but we want to really emphasize the things that make it a Fashion Jackson song.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
That's super sick. I love it. I love it. So, you guys ever done a virtual concert before?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
We've been there with
yeah.
the Minecraft concerts, and
Okay.
we've done.
Shout out Notch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out Notch. Shout out Jeb actually and
Jeb.
Microsoft for
Yeah.
you know. We've done Minecraft shows. Those are all pre-recorded.
Okay.
We've done one virtual concert right at the start of the quarantine.
Okay.
We did one with Band Together with
Okay.
Same but Different Fest. That was really awesome.
Sick.
But this will be our first one since it's really been quarantined for the
Okay.
last few months. Yeah, we're
Do you
excited
guys
to
think
play.
that this might be something future, like futuristic, and whether we're in quarantine or not? You guys think that this might be something new?
I think this is a brand new art form, and like with what Sterling was talking about with like the Minecraft stuff, it's like that's kind of become, because that was going on for like a little bit before quarantine, in the underground, and like you have artists like 100 Gex and like people like that who kind of like popularized it, and now it's becoming more popular in the indie scene.
Right.
But actually, something crazy that we were talking about was what Travis Scott did in Fortnite. I don't know if you saw those concerts. It's like there's like like you know the video game Fortnite.
Yeah,
it's
of
like
course.
so like. It's like a Fortnite server, and it's just Travis Scott imposed gigantically.
Right.
And like something cool they do is they incorporate the like the engine of the game into the show. Like for instance, on a certain hit in a song, the gravity will just turn off, and everyone
Sick.
plays that. And I
Sick.
think,
Yeah.
and I think that video games have always just been such a crazy art form. And like I think like seeing music become married to video games in a way as a result of the quarantine is really cool.
man.
And I think this is only the beginning.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too, man. I really think that this could be the future. I mean, we were talking about Elton John earlier, like he did his with all the people all over in their homes, right? But there's no reason, why we can't put at least less than 20 people in a room, right? In a beautiful venue. Thank you so much, Queen Bee, by the way. Yeah. You guys have been playing at Queen Bee's for how
So
long?
long.
Like
Years now.
10
yeah.
years off and on?
Yeah.
That's
With
crazy,
Yeah,
right?
with this band since we started playing, Eddie had a reggae band back in the day.
Right?
And
That's
we
so
actually-
sick,
I
man.
filled in for bass on them the one time. Yeah,
That we played at Queen Bee's.
Yeah, that's so sick. When you guys, like I was saying earlier, man, off camera, when you guys played there before, you guys rocked it. I mean, those kids went crazy, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was nutty. I mean, the floor was like jacked up after that, and there was
Shout out San
pictures
Diego.
like hanging off the wall, bro. Shout
Go
out San
crazy.
Diego crowd, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Queen Bee, again for
No,
giving us.
it's so fun to see
Queen
the energy in the room when the bands are playing and the kids are going crazy and
Yeah.
they do the circle, and you know there's so much things going on at the at the same time. It's just amazing. But all that can happen, but also when the music is great,
Yeah.
it's just like I say, it's just magic. It's like throwing fireworks and all kinds of that. No matter what age are you in, whether you're in the music into the music or not, it just the energy creates, and then that's what I seen you guys for several years now, and I say, you know what, this is one of my favorite bands, in town.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so
when I
much.
get an opportunity to talk about what I like, I usually don't go for commercial music. A lot of people say, oh, you like such and such is famous. I don't listen to famous music. They already made it. I listen to the the underground music.
Yeah,
So
heck
if people give me their CD or send me their music, and that's what I do. Most of my day I spend it on listening to new music.
For sure. Heck yeah. So we definitely want to talk about a little bit of business again. So remember, you guys, it is July 15th in the evening. Fashion Jackson's going to rock it from Queen Bee's, brought to you by EnterTalk, right? And Artesia. So thank you, Artesia, again for sponsoring the whole situation. And then there's a microphone right there that you can win. If you go onto the website, you can go ahead and register yourself. And some cat from Canada, I mean, he's Canada, came back. I think it was Conrad from Canada, won last time. So we're going to announce the next winner on their show, actually, on July 15th. So make sure you guys tune in if you registered to win the microphone from Artesia. Back to you guys, though. So,
Listen to that.
Right?
Listen to that. Listen to that.
You can sound like this.
Yes, it's highs.
Have you ever heard 10K sound?
No S's and T's and P's. Yes, for sure. So back to what? So what are you guys doing now? I know you just said you were working on some new music, right?
Yeah,
So
a lot
we've
of
been on the
music,
lockdown,
honestly.
so a lot of new music. Are you guys practicing somewhere?
Finally, yeah. We set up for now. We set up Jake's garage. We're actually looking to rent a practice
Alright.
space.
Yeah,
for
we're
me.
looking.
We're in the
Okay.
market for a monthly rental practice space.
Hey, Queen Bees.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, Queen Bee. We have a venue, right?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They're in the market for like 20 seconds.
Never
Well,
mind.
we have
Scratch
a
that.
studio, remember?
Yes,
we have a
studio
studio
in
in
the
the
back,
back there.
for sure.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
there you
people
go, then.
can
You're
use
We're
it
looking for a
for.
place that we can stay set up in right now.
Yeah,
we
good.
wanna just we've had garages, we've had some small rooms, so we really want a place that we can
Call home.
kind of call home
Yeah,
and
good.
really like start working on the music together and not have to like. So it's not this big deal when we want to record some drums,
Right.
Like so there
Right.
can just be drums set up there, mics set up, and we can just.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, Queen Bee did a really, she had some great forethought about, 5, almost 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And she built this amazing studio in the back. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm sure you're going to like it. Have you ever been
Everything
inside of
is
it?
I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
Yeah, that's
definitely
sick.
seen it.
Yeah, that's no problem. Okay, so there's that. So you're recording and
I
writing some new songs.
have a question.
Yeah.
Why Fashion Jackson?
Ooh, that's a good
tell
question.
Tell me the story behind that.
Because it took us forever to come up with a name, and we kept changing it, and it got to the point where we played a gig as the Jones, and we all kind of looked at each other and said, "This is not it. Let's never do that again." And like, finally, we were like, "Okay, let's just sit down." And I had this list of notes in my phone. I had written, I was in the habit of writing down just like phonetically pleasing phrases that were just random, and like Fashion Jackson was the only one that none of us hated. Sean really didn't like it at first. but,
It took me a couple
Yeah.
days.
We all
Right, I
love it.
feel it.
Yeah, I know,
feel it.
because something like we've always said in interviews is like, I think it's a cool name because it's not like we're the kind of band that it would be really hard for us to try and like describe ourselves with the name, and I think
Okay.
that's like the first mistake like a lot of people
Yeah, true.
make, because it's like you're always going to evolve as an artist and change, whereas like Fashion Jackson just sounded like this character that we could just embody
Yeah,
and like project
sick.
our personalities onto,
Sure.
and that's allowed us to like stay consistent through like all the little like artistic changes we've had, you know.
I love it. I love it. And a lot of times you guys wear the mechanic, I don't know what you want to call that. Like
jumpsuit.
jumpsuit.
Day
Jumpsuit.
one, baby.
That's
Have we ever told?
Sterling.
Have we
Day
ever,
one.
Yeah, right?
have we ever told that
No one
story?
knows. I don't want anyone to know.
No,
Which
never.
I
Ah,
was-
secret,
We're
y'all.
not
It's
giving away the
secret.
sauce. We're not giving away the sauce, by the way. That's our sauce.
Yeah,
I just want to say,
exactly. Right?
let's just all be thankful that we were almost Electric Maria.
Oh,
my God.
wow.
Yeah, let's
Electric
just
Maria.
a moment of silence
Yeah.
for that.
We would have sounded like a Jimi Hendrix cover band or something.
No, I like that though. That's a sick name. Yeah. If you were like
Okay.
from Santa Maria, if you're a band from Santa Maria, that would
Yeah.
be sick. That would be super sick. No, that's super dope.
If we're playing
Okay,
Santana cover.
so there's that. So you're writing and you're practicing right now.
Yeah.
Now you did just do a sick tour. Let's not lie. I mean, let's know
was
that
fun.
they let everything off at Queen Bee's, which was super beautiful. We were grateful for that to happen.
Thank you.
And then you guys hit up the whole West Coast, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
And how did that go? So what was the first spot? LA?
OC.
Orange County?
Yeah,
Oh, you hit
Orange
Orange
County.
County.
Yeah,
Okay.
Orange County. We actually didn't do LA because we were
Okay.
going to do LA when we got back, but
So- oh,
that
that's-
was
okay.
unfortunately
With all
canceled.
the,
yeah.
all the
That's right.
COVID, everything started getting canceled.
Yeah.
The second half of tour, we were
So
supposed to
much
go
COVID.
out
Right.
to Texas for the second
Yeah,
leg, and
sorry,
that didn't
Texas.
happen.
We had some great shows though. Shouts out Eugene, Oregon.
Oh my
We
gosh.
miss
Eugene.
Ah,
very
Eugene's
much.
great town, bro.
Shout out
It's a
94
great
Gilman
town.
too.
Yeah.
Right, and you
Yeah,
rock
I
sack
love
too?
Gilman.
You rock sack
We
too?
actually didn't play Sac either.
Oh,
we
okay.
played. We did play.
The Bay? Did you go to the
Yeah,
Bay?
we went to the Bay. We played Gilman and Berkeley.
Oh,
in
sick.
that area.
Great show.
Yeah,
Right.
we were actually intending on going on another like full U.S. tour
Okay.
sometime around right now this
Okay.
summer.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that is no longer happening. So we would have gone L.A. and the Bay or the Sac and all those like
Okay.
cities on that time, but Yeah, we had some great shows in Vancouver.
Did you make it up to Washington? Oh, you made it to okay.
Yeah, we were
Vancouver.
in Eddie's brother
Seattle.
and our great friend Alex
Yeah,
goes
dude.
to UBC there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we always make sure to head up there. Our first tour, we actually
got
in
it.
9 days went, second tour we went up there. First tour we only went to Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
fun town,
It's
though.
a great city. Yeah,
Right,
it's
man?
San Diego. of
And you're
Canada.
young men, like you're looking at the country, right? Which is super sick.
It's
in
really
itself,
cool,
right?
It's been an
Are you guys
honor.
driving? You guys driving everywhere?
Yeah.
And what kind of cars? Like you driving a van? You driving this crazy van?
We did the first 4 tours in a Honda Odyssey, which is actually my car, which is now.
All right.
It's you can tell it's been around the country.
Right.
It's also I'll
called-
show you later.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
got a big. It's a Chevy mullet.
It's
got a big
Chevy
Chevy,
mullet.
white
Chevy
Chevy
mullet.
sticker on the back.
Even though it's a Honda.
Right, I was gonna say that's
But
super sick.
we're fortunate enough. We actually just were able to upgrade to a Ford Transit. So
Oh,
we have
okay.
like a
We
big
have an
passenger van.
Yeah,
that we took
those
the
are
back
beautiful.
seat out of.
Yeah, those are beautiful. Oh no,
So we're set.
I drive one for the county. I volunteer for the county, and they give me one of those.
Yep.
Yeah, those are
Amazing
fun, man.
cars.
Congrats, you guys.
Yeah,
Man, it's like
amazing.
real, right?
This was the first tour where we made money.
Yeah.
Like, we
That was
actually
crazy.
made a
That was
solid
crazy
amount
in
of
the
money.
van.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So I mean, a lot of the listeners maybe are wanting to do what you guys do and want to like be in your guys' position. So it takes a good 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years to be together, right? If not, in order to lead number one, get the vibe, right?
Yeah.
And get the vibe, get enough for people actually like want to pay to see you.
Yeah.
Not just the family in the garage like we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, or just parties or whatever,
Yeah.
And so I want everybody out there to see that, it really, maybe for some people it's 5,000 hours, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, can you imagine you guys at 10,000 hours, man? You guys are going to be sick.
Yeah.
I mean, just sick. I mean, you guys have
hope so.
already been
I
playing
hope
that
so.
long throughout your lives. I mean, if you think about it, you've been playing for 10 years at this point, if
Even
not
more
more,
time,
right? Almost
yeah.
15,
Yeah,
right?
probably more, yeah.
So yeah, right, exactly. So you guys are there as musicians, but together it's 10,000 hours. You guys are just, man, you guys are gonna blow. I mean, you're already blowing people away. Let's not lie, right?
Right.
We're trying
So,
our best.
yeah, you
There's
guys do it,
multiple,
man.
multiple
So what's
components.
next now? So they've got the tour coming up. You want to record the stuff you're working on now?
Yeah, but we
Okay.
want to take our time with it though, because before it's it has its pros and cons. We've kind of always like had these like self-imposed deadlines, and like for instance, like we had that show like opening for the 1975, so we were like, okay, we have enough songs for like our first album. Let's like finish it in time to release it by then.
Okay.
And like that was, I think it was a good exercise, but like with these songs, we just like really see, I think, like a lot of potential in them.
Okay.
So we want to take our like we had a good conversation yesterday about like where our standards for how we want them to sound are and
Okay.
like how we want to promote them. So I think
Beautiful.
like right now we're just trying to be like patient and thorough. with finishing
Good,
these
dude.
songs.
That's mature, bro.
Yeah.
That's really mature. And coming as I have 20 plus years as an executive, right, in the music business, and you promote one song for a year. Think about that for a second. I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
To promote one song for a year. So don't be in a rush, man. You're doing the right thing. So you're already doing the right thing without even really coming at it from an executive standpoint, which
That's
is
good to
sick.
hear.
Thank you.
So you're doing the right thing.
We're trying to
gentlemen.
take that executive.
Yeah.
Well, that's
we
what it
are
is.
the executive.
You are.
Welcome to our world.
Yes, you are. You are. You really are. I mean, think about it. Today's world, you are, bro. You are. I mean, you really are.
We're trying
in
to
front
own
of
that.
your own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's no reason not to now, man. You can always sign with the main distributor, which is fine. I mean, who wouldn't want to sell their toy to Walmart? I mean, yeah, take it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do with it, But I'm gonna sell my own toy for a while too,
Yeah.
or sell my version of the toy. And why not do that, man? I mean, you guys are right up your own alley. You can do it in today's world because you can win a mic like this from Artesia, right? And record at home. And if you have the right compressors and the right plugins, then you can pretty much do what you need to do.
Then you can sound exactly like this.
Shout out
Yeah.
to parties.
Yeah, all you need is just one mic and an interface.
Yeah, one of these
Yeah.
lovely Artesia interfaces that they
That's
have
right.
here.
With the headphones, you gotta have
Yeah.
some good headphones, right?
You don't
For
need
sure.
much.
No, but it is really cool, like the world we live in right now, because like I was watching an interview with like Kenny Beats. He's like one of my favorite producers
Okay.
in like hip hop right now, and he said like dude, anyone can get into music now. Like
You can.
you can make professional sounding stuff with like Splice and like
That's right.
Logic and like
That's right.
all this stuff, and like I don't know, like I really want us to be like a band that bridges the gap between like that DIY and like also though like we were talking about making these new songs sound like a
Can,
little more
man.
professional.
You can. Well, Sting was the man for that. He even wrote a book back in the day
Love me some
about
Sting.
recording at home. I mean, Sting, dude. Sting. So if he was doing it in the 80s, why can't you guys do it now?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can do it for sure. But hey, thank you so much again for being on with us. Thank
Yeah.
you, Queen Bee. You have any other questions for them, Queen Bee?
I think we more than a question. We just want to see you rock on the 15. It's a different format, but I totally believe in you guys. That is going to be an amazing show.
Yes.
So I really wanted to invite everybody to tune in with us in Fashion Jackson, and we want to bring you the best of San Diego talent here at Queen Bee's EnterTalk. Save the music, save the venue. Thank you so much, guys, for being part of this. I really appreciate that.
Shouts out Queen Bee.
Shouts out Queen Bee.
Yes, and EnterTalk. Thank you,
Queen of San
EnterTalk.
Diego.
Thank you so much for
problem.
joining us, y'all. Please tune in July 15th in the evening. Go to entertalkmedia.com/live stream. It'll all be there, baby.
Listen how
Win
good
the
this microphone sounds.
That's how we
Listen
do
to how
it.
good that
Save the
sounds.
music,
Hive.
save the
Hear the
venues.
texture
One
on
love.
that?
Peace.
Shut up and just lie to me. Listen, waiting for, let's get it over with. We're the last nail in this thing, I'm over it. You've been doing out bad things. I can tell, don't you worry. Come on, let me show you something. Tell her she don't have to worry. You've been sticking out back to her rendezvous.